This is, without a doubt, one of the most lovable signings and roster moves that Steve Yzerman has made. Take a look at this. Update from about an hour ago. The Detroit Red Wings today signed Dominik Shine to a 2-year contract for 2024-2025 and 2025-2026. Look at this beautiful mug right here. Dominik Shine has been signed. And you'll see a lot of people going out there and talking about how this is a pretty great move. Love this for the Griffins. Let's go. I've seen that nose somewhere. Okay, that's Rod Brindamore. I'd love to see him in the wing wheel. This rules. Yes. Why are people cheering so hard for this signing? Well, let's talk a little bit about Dominik Shine. You'll note that he actually does have some pictures of him wearing the winged wheel and him being in the Detroit colors. That's because he's a 31-year-old from Pinckney, Michigan, USA, 5'11", 181, a right-handed guy who was undrafted. But after playing a full 4 years with the Northern Michigan University team in the NCAA, he signed with the Grand Rapids Griffins in 2017. Ever since then, Dominik Shine has played a meaningful part to the emotional core of this Griffins squad, and this season, he's gotten his best point production. 32 points in 40 games played, 11 goals, 21 assists, 36 penalty minutes as well in 40 games. You'll note that in seasons like 21-22, for example, he had 141 penalty minutes in 71 games played. What a total baller. Dominik Shine was not only a reasonably good point producer whose production exploded this year, he also was a guy who provided a really good spark and emotional value to this Griffins team. He had played with the Griffins for, 7 years before getting any shot at the NHL level, and this is going to be his first NHL contract. We've known this for a few years now, that AHL guys that are only AHL guys, they're on one-way deals in the American Hockey League, they usually get paid something in the $100,000, $200,000 if you're really good. You can get paid $70,000, $80,000 a year if you're just kind of normal. Dominik Shine, we don't have the full contract details of his AHL earnings, but he was never getting NHL money. NHL money, of course, you've got $700,000 as the minimum, $800,000, $900,000 ELCs, so NHL salary is a lot more than AHL salary. And of course, if you're on a two-way deal, you'll only get that NHL money if you're in the NHL. For Dominik Shine, he has never had any stint with the Detroit Red Wings. He has never had a Detroit Red Wings contract. He's only had AHL money, so now the Red Wings have signed him for a 2-year deal, 24-25, 25-26. That's assuming that he will get two-way money and that he will spend some time up with the Red Wings right now. Take a look at this post. It was posted onto the R Red Wings subreddit. They have signed right wing Dominik Shine to a 2-year contract for the remainder of the season. The Griffins subsequently released Shine from his AHL contract, and the veteran will report to the Red Wings today. For the first time in his career, Dominik Shine is going to be making NHL money. From today, probably until tomorrow, hopefully into the next few years as well. I'm not going to go out there and say that Dominik Shine is going to be an immediate NHL contributor who produces a whole bunch of points and has all the success he had in the AHL in the NHL, but if we go over to some of the commentary about this guy, you can see why Red Wings fans are super happy about this. Great news for Shiner. As a Grand Rapids local, I've been watching this guy for years and always thought he deserved a look in Detroit. Very happy for the guy. He's definitely not NHL caliber in talent, but calling him up exclusively to punch faces when we play Tampa next sounds great to me. I don't really follow the Griffins closely, but is he a fighter at all? He seems pretty small. Most sites have him listed around 5'11", 180. He holds his own. Before Austin Watson, if an opponent deserved to get their ass beat, Shine would be the first to jump in. Even now, if there's crap going down, he's usually involved as a main character. The dude is very scrappy and aggressive and a great presence to have. So it sounds like he's not exactly a heavyweight, but he's willing to mix it up. Could add a bit of skill and energy to our bottom six. Happy he got a deal. And that, of course, will be very apparent when you look at the penalty minutes the guy's gotten. I mean, the 141 penalty minute season he had in 71 games played. He's been good at tussling feathers and really standing up for his teammates, but this season with the 32 points in 40 games, you're really seeing a side of Shine that we hadn't really seen much of in the past. So obviously, this is really, really good for the guy. I think this is a come get NHL pay while you sit in the press box call-up, but I would love it if he did get some game action. If they were calling up someone for the next Tampa game, I would guess they're calling Watson unless they're worried he'd get claimed once sent back down. As a Grand Rapids local, this makes me real happy. He plays hard and deserves a call-up. I really want him to captain the Griffins at some point. It's bittersweet for me, Matt Petrashas Fupa says. I have Griffin season tickets and he's my absolute favorite player, so I'll miss him, but I'm super happy for him. I got to meet him at a team autograph session and he just seemed like a great guy. It was after a tough loss and he was still upbeat and thanked me for coming to the game and being a fan and complimented the throwback jersey I had him sign and told me he wished they'd bring it back. I don't think he'll be up for the rest of the season, but it's nice the Red Wings see him as dependable and able to fill in as needed. A Blashoff type of role. Let's go. I played with Shiner in juniors. The best dude. That's a really interesting connection, Denver Law 14. If this guy is somebody that played with Shine in the junior scene, I think that's the USHL. Yeah, the USHL Lincoln Stars. You can see that Shine was the captain of the Stars for 2 seasons where he was under around point per game territory whilst still providing all those penalty minutes. I mean, look at that. 165 penalty minutes in 54 games in his first season in the Lincoln Stars organization. That's crazy. This is such a grinder type of guy that has some skill too. I think a lot of Wings fans are going to be excited to see Shine and the next parts of his career here. Interesting contract. Is this just for depth? I'm curious if Mott or even Kane are longer return timelines. I just saw the new list of injuries and returns. My newsfeed is definitely a bit slower. JT Compher and Vladimir Tarasenko are out in addition to Patrick Kane. Even with Mott back, that's still 2 forward spots that need to be filled. Tarasenko is questionable, per Ted Kulfin. I hope we see Shine, Motter, and Elmer as a line anyway, but I guess there's a chance that one of them doesn't play. And for me personally, this line, I mean, having the work ethic of a Tyler Mott, the size of Elmer Soderblom, and the feistiness of a Dominik Shine, all on the same line, that sounds like a really interesting combination, and a line of guys that you would not want to mess with if you are any opponent, whether you're in the top line or you're an opposing team's 4th line. There's a lot of guys over here that can provide meaningful value to the lineup, and for Dominik Shine, it seems like it's a really unanimous thing here for Red Wings fans, not even just Red Wings fans, but mostly for Grand Rapids Griffins fans, happy to see him and his hard work pay off for an NHL contract. Living in Grand Rapids, watched him a few times, he plays with an aggressive demeanor, definitely an enforcer type, but he knows how to score. In the last 4 seasons, he's got 122 points in 245 games. That's the thing. Normally, guys in this age range, 31 years old, who produce, let's say, 30 points a season in the AHL, they don't really get too much of a look at the National Hockey League level, but for Shine to get up to 32 points in 40 games whilst still providing that physical edge, there's reason for the Wings to go out there and make the signing, reward a guy who has been in their organization for so long, and say, hey, we have spots open, why don't you come out, why don't you try? I like this signing a lot. Let me know in the comment section what you think about Dominik Shine signing with the Red Wings and getting called up to the team. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.